Welcome back to Winners and Losers, the show that looks at the highs and the lows from around world football this weekend. Yes, okay, I know we're a day late, and yes, okay, there's a drill in the background, there's nothing we can do about it, get over it. But Patrick Van Straten's in the hot seat, and he's going to tell you about our first winner, Robert Lewandowski.
Yes, he got another hat-trick, yet another one in Bayern Munich's 6-0 demolition of Augsburg this weekend.
Yes.
He's now got 14 goals in his last 10 games.
That's madness.
That's insane, and they're going to run away with another Bundesliga title.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fifth one in a row for the Bavarian Giants. Unbelievable stuff. They're 13 points ahead of RB Leipzig after it looked like it might be a tighter race earlier in the season. That quality and that depth of squad has told, and so has the class of Robert Lewandowski.
He has indeed. He's now level with Aubameyang as the joint top scorer in the Bundesliga. A real dogfight for that golden boot. Both of them on 24 goals. In fact, Lewandowski has been on flames in every competition this season. 36 goals in 38 games. Absolute madness. I mean, the guy's record for Bayern Munich is utterly stinky at this point. It's honestly, it's smelling out this room. 103 goals in 138 games for the Bavarian Giants. And that's the same amount of goals that he got in 187 games for Borussia Dortmund. It's ridiculous. Ancelotti is now perplexed by it. His reaction to another Lewandowski hat-trick was simply, he did what he normally does. It's got to that stage now where Lewandowski is a freak. Second hat-trick in 2 months, fourth for Bayern Munich already this season.
Oh.
Is the guy the best striker in the world, Pato?
At the moment, I think it'd be tough to disagree. Do you not think?
Oh, I agree with you. Him, Luis Suarez, and...
Well, who else is there? There's Cavani, he's had a sensational season. Higuain, Diego Costa, Aguero, even Kane has got a shout. And of course, Aubameyang, as you've already mentioned. But who do you think is the greatest striker in world football? Voting the poll just above Joe's flaming hot head.
Our first losers this weekend. It's a shocker, Pato. It's the Principality Monaco.
Yeah, we haven't really seen them on this side of winners and losers so far this season. They've been having an absolutely stellar campaign, but they lost in the final of the French Coupe de la Ligue this weekend with a 4-1 drubbing at the hands of PSG. Now, they are the top scorers in Europe. They've got 87 goals in the league. They've got a plus 61 goal difference in Ligue 1. To put that into context, their goal difference is plus 61. Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Roma, Napoli and Bayern are the only teams in Europe's top 5 leagues even to have scored 61 goals. That is absolutely mental. It's unbelievable stuff. But in this game, they were not having their best day. PSG raced through them early doors for Draxler's opener, 1-0 down after 4 minutes. Thomas Lemar, who has been one of the standout players of this campaign, he equalised. Lovely chip into the box from Bernardo Silva to set it up.
Such a good player.
And so it kind of looked poised early on to maybe go the distance, but it wasn't to be.
It wasn't at all. Obviously, PSG got a goal back quickly from Di Maria just before half-time, and then Edinson Cavani, as he has done all season, scored twice in the second half. One was a glorious volley.
It's
from an
outrageous.
incredible ball by Marco Verratti.
Outside of the boot.
Yeah, one of my favourite players in world football. And obviously this hasn't had any effect on the league, but it could be a psychological blow for Monaco. Obviously only 3 points clear of PSG, who thumped them on the weekend. And I just wonder whether in the long run, it might play on their minds a little bit. It also means they have to wait extra long for that first bit of silverware for 14 years. Yes, they last won a trophy back in 2003. One factor that I really think affected the game, Falcao, last minute ejection from the squad, obviously had a hip problem. He couldn't play. Mbappe had all the pressure in the world on his shoulders, couldn't quite pull it off. But there has been news over the last few days that Mbappe, this was reports in Spain, has come to a gentleman's agreement with Zinedine Zidane to join Real Madrid, despite the fact he expressed his admiration for PSG. Pato, what do you make of that news?
Well, he's also said himself that it might be a little bit early for him to go to Real Madrid, so we take this with a pinch of salt so far. It's hard to say whether there's a space for him in that team, but they might look to sell Karim Benzema this summer. He is, while still a very good player, reaching the point where if you want to sell him, this is the time. You won't get money for him forever. Kylian Mbappe, he is an exciting young player. He's going to cost a lot of money. We've heard rumours of as high as 100 million euros for the kid.
Yeah, and when you can get Antoine Griezmann for the same amount...
Exactly.
off your bitter rivals? Do you do it? So who would you go for? And should Mbappe join Real Madrid? Let us know in the comments below.
Next up in our winners category, it's Celtic. Yes, Chris Hamill is going to be a very happy boy if they were capable of happiness in the north, but they're not. Celtic won the title.
Honestly, who cares?
Yeah, surprise.
They've won the title by 25 points. This is ridiculous. It's their 6th consecutive SPFL title, and there's 8 games to spare. The league is shot to bits. Honestly, second place are Hearts.
Oh my God.
And Celtic beat them 5-0 away from home on the weekend. Honestly, it's ridiculous. Scotty Sinclair. Pep Guardiola must be furious he never got to manage such a player. He has got a hat-trick on the weekend, taking his tally to the season to 18. That's one better than Moussa Dembele, who everyone's sniffing about. So I'm just waiting for Scotty Sinclair to be linked to Barcelona now. It could well happen. He's averaged a goal this season every 121 minutes. That is mental. But that didn't stop him getting left off the team bus. The team bus drove off without him. He had to make his own way to the game. What is going on up in Scotland? It's an absolute shower of shit pattern.
I'm amazed they've got a bus, to be honest with you.
It's mental.
It's not a tractor. Look, Celtic have played 30 games in the league this season. They've won 28. They've drawn 2.
What's going on?
Haven't lost a game. Have dropped 4 points in the league. They've conceded 5 goals at home. 15 of those games, I'm assuming, are going to be at home. They've conceded 5 goals in that time. What is happening? They've now got 48 Scottish League titles. That's still 6 behind Rangers, despite the fact that Rangers have been about in like the bottom league in Scotland. And the bottom league in Scotland is like you're playing against sheep. Like, it's ridiculous. Afterwards, Brendan Rodgers said Celtic is his dream job and that he's still way off the targets he set for himself at the Glasgow club. So he's given it the big one. He's pretending he wouldn't take an offer, but I guarantee mid-table Premier League club comes in for him this summer and he's absolutely out of there.
God, honestly, it's madness. What is going on up in Scotland? Please tell us, because we don't know. It's chaos. It's chaos up there. Our next loser is nothing. He is a fool, and he is a waste of time. It's David Moyes. Jesus Christ, it's gone from bad to downright embarrassing for the Scotsman this week after Sunderland lost 1-0 away to out-of-form Watford. They are firmly glued, prick-sticked. They are super glued to the bottom of the Premier League at this stage. Honestly, 7 points from safety with 9 games to go. It's going to take a Sam Allardyce miracle to get them out of that shitstorm. After 29 games this season, they have 20 points. That is a disgraceful. That's a lower tally than at this stage for any of the previous 4 seasons. And bearing in mind, Dick Advocat managed this team. So David Moyes is having an absolute mess. To be honest, they're relegated. I'll say it now, they're gone. He may as well chuck the towel in. He's having a nightmare himself as well, on and off the pitch.
You can only fight gravity for so long. But yes, like you say, it's worse off the pitch. It's come out that after Sunderland's 0-0 draw with Burnley on the 18th of March, he said to 5 Live reporter Vicky Sparks that with her line of questioning, she was getting a wee bit naughty when she asked him if he felt under pressure from the club's chairman. And he added, "You might still get a slap, even though you're a woman, if you carry on." And then he said, "Watch yourself next time you come in."
Wow.
That's outrageous.
That's outrageous.
You can't say these things.
That's a threat.
And the thing, yeah, it is a threat. And also, he's got previous here. In his last couple of months at Everton, he apparently shouted down a female reporter in the room, and then when she left, he had her ejected. He then made a joke to the remaining men in the room about her. There are other reported cases of this as well. So David Moyes has got history as an absolute piece of shit when it comes to women. Now, he's issued an apology afterwards. But somehow there's a debate about this. There are genuinely people saying that this wasn't sexist, this wasn't threatening. I really don't understand it at all. He's an absolute disgrace. So what we've learned about David Moyes is he's as shit off the pitch as he is on it. So well done, David. You're going down to the Championship. You suck. Bye.
You're a fool.
Our next winners, it's Crystal Palace. What happened to them this weekend, Joe?
I don't think anybody knows. No mystic on earth saw this coming. It was ridiculous. It's the first time that a team has beaten Chelsea since September. Honestly, I don't know what happened. 2-1 at the Bridge as well. He was going mental on the sidelines at a Big Sam. He had the cigar in his mouth. He was doing what he wanted, looked like the Godfather. They're also the first team to score 2 against Chelsea in the first 11 minutes of a game since 1995.
Whoa.
And that was Man United who did it. And can I tell you, some of the goals were bloody lovely. Wilfried Zaha, who's been on sparkling form, by the way, for both Ivory Coast and club, scored a great little goal. And Christian Benteke, mamma mia, that finish. Cuts inside, makes Thibaut Courtois fall to the floor and goes, go on son, you embarrassment, and lifts it over him. I absolutely loved that finish. In fact, he's been on quite good form, Benteke, and it's coincided with a really good run for Crystal Palace. He's now scored in his last 3 appearances at Stamford Bridge with 3 different clubs. Palace, Liverpool and Aston Villa. Ooh. I bet that's a bit of trivia. If you want to impress your mates, maybe bring that one out later. The Belgian has also scored 3 in his last 2 games for club and country. Like I said, finally finding some form. It's about time. He's not been great this season, not worth the 30 million. Yeah,
well, it's a great result for Sam Allardyce, though. He becomes the first manager to beat Chelsea in the league with 4 different clubs. But I've got to say, they got pretty lucky in this game. They had 27% of possession. They had 3 shots on target. 2 of them went in. Chelsea had 73% possession and 11 shots on target, which is their second highest all season.
Wow.
But Wayne Hennessy just kept them out.
Wayne.
If you played this game 100 times, I think Chelsea would win it probably 95 times. But that's not the way it went, and it's 3 very important points for Palace. Conte, on the other hand, still very confident his team will win the league, and understandable because they're still 7 points clear. But they do have Man City on Wednesday.
Yes,
that could be a huge match. Now, Palace, people are saying after this that they look odds on to stay up, but I'm not entirely sure because we've taken a look at their schedule over the remaining games of the season. They've got Southampton away, and then they've got 5 of the Premier League's top 6 teams left to play. Then they've got 2 relegation 6-pointers with Burnley and Hull City. Ooh. Very, very tough fixtures. So these 3 points will come in extremely helpful. Yes. But will they stay up? Will they go down? Let us know what you think in the comments below.
Our final losers of the day are Sevilla. They've been on a really bad run recently and they drew 0-0 at home to relegation scrappers Sporting Gijón on Saturday. Not a good result at all for Jorge Sampaoli, despite the fact he had 18 shots on the day. He had 6 of them on target. They just couldn't convert and were not clinical enough on the day. It's actually their 4th La Liga game without a win now. Like I said, putting together a really, really bad run of form, and that's allowed Atletico Madrid to chase them down and leapfrog them. In fact, they are now up to 3rd, Diego Simeone's boys, after their win against Malaga. And Sevilla now 10 points behind Real Madrid. That once title challenge looks pasty, looks poor, Pato.
Well, yeah, if you go a month without winning a game, which is what Sevilla have done, then you can't expect to stay in the title race. Especially in that league. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And it's been a catastrophic March. You exit the Champions League to Leicester. You score 3 goals in 6 games in a month. In comparison, their next opponent's Barcelona, who they play on Wednesday. That's going to be a stonking midweek game. Barca have scored 8 in their last 2, and this game is going to be at the Camp Nou. I think if they lose that, then we can say they're truly out, but basically, we already know. There is still uncertainty over Jorge Sampaoli's future as well after Monchi's exit. We still don't know exactly where Monchi's going, though the obvious money is on Roma. But Sampaoli has been talking up over the last few weeks his dream of managing Leo Messi, maybe for club, maybe for country. So he's been linked with the Barcelona job, he's been linked with the Argentina job, and we've already seen one of the candidates for the Barcelona job rule himself out. That's Eusebio Sacristan, who manages Real Sociedad. So, will we see Sampaoli exit? Who knows? But it looks like Sevilla's title race is done for this season.
So that's all we've got time for today. Boo-hoo. But Pato, what should everybody do next? And you got a shout out, haven't you?
I do have a shout out. It's to my boy Dario, who came up to Joe Tomlinson, sought him out in a nightclub, apparently. Apparently Joe is old enough to get in, and he told him that I'm his favourite presenter on Football Daily. Not that there's a lot of competition. Thank you, Dario. I hear you're a big Benfica fan. Hope they win the league, mate. And also, please check out Transfer Review over on Euro Football Daily. Chris Hamill and I will sit down and discuss the big rumours from the papers at the moment, calling out the bullshit when we see it, and also discussing what we think is likely to happen this summer.
Yes, indeed. And as ever, please do like and subscribe, guys. Thanks so much.
Thanks, bye.
Sayonara.
Bye.